Good morning from Port Elizabeth, Dashes Base here, and I'm talking on the topic sports, how to train and how to start training, how to work towards your first event. And then today I want to talk a little bit on preventing and treating injuries. We all from time to time get a small injury, and if you know somebody that has it, that wants answers, please hit the share button, invite them to this talk or have a look at it afterwards. So today is all about injuries in sport. Now, one of the main things to prevent sport injuries, and I found especially with runners, we don't do that, especially the longest distance runners, but we have an advantage. If we do a 42-kilometer marathon run, we've got 42 kilometers to warm up, so just start slow. So that's what I want to say. Whenever you do exercise, start slow. Don't rush in there if you're not warm enough. They say it takes about 20 minutes to warm up. I know with my running it takes me about 38 minutes, 45 minutes to warm up properly. Then after that I run relax and all the muscles are nice and stretched and warmed up and so on. So it's important to start slow. Now also something that we don't like is stretching. Warm up and stretching. Now it can be good to just walk or just take a slow jog, even if it's just for a kilometer or so, and then do stretching. Start with your legs at the bottom, your calves, and then work it up to your hamstrings, and then your back, and then your upper body. So your muscles stretch in the right ways. Simple stretches, just like against the wall at a, say, about a 45-degree angle, and stretch your hamstrings. Don't do it fast though. Do it slow. Keep it there for about 30 seconds, because that's how long it takes for the muscle to stretch. And then do the legs like that. The same with bending over and all your other stretches. So not too fast, not jerky. I know some people like to move their legs like that when stretching. It's not a good idea. Do it slow. Now also when you involve in training, also very important afterwards, when your muscles are there, to keep your flexibility and improve your flexibility, is stretch again. Then you will go much further. The more flexible you are, the less you will have injuries in what you do, especially if you want to go out hard. So stretching, very important. Now after extensive exercise, I like to take a warm bath, especially if I've been running. Now I'm driving back home. You get home and you still a little bit of sore and stiff and so on. A warm bath just helps you to warm up that muscles, and you can continue your day after that. Now, what if I do get injuries? Now, if it's a muscle injury, the cold treatment is very important. If you've got some inflammation and you've got torn ligaments or torn muscles, to shrink them back, put some ice on there. We should all know about that, and give it some ice treatment. But just be aware when you do that not to move fast, because you can tear the muscle again. So cold treatment for muscles also very important. And then what did I write down here? I have to stick to the list, otherwise I talk too long. Okay, one of the things that helps me a lot when I get injuries, I've tried many things, especially with running. It's in your legs. You can't use your legs too much. You can try cycling, but sometimes I've tried cycling, it's not so hard on the body, and it also aggravates the injury. So I turned over to swimming. Swimming is a brilliant cardiovascular exercise that keeps your fitness there, especially if you don't want to lose that fitness. And the only thing that you will have to train afterwards, especially if you have to take a break for about 3-4 months from an injury, is to recondition your legs. So you fit there, and it just takes time to recondition your legs. So swimming is a good way. It's no strain on your body, depending on the injury that you have. Swimming can help a lot. Also then, you have to do anti-inflammatory treatment. Now I prefer to steer away from the chemical medicine anti-inflammatory, because there are a lot of negative effects that it has on your body and your kidneys. So rather go for a natural supplement. I found extremely good supplements that can help you with that, or food that is related to anti-inflammatory. Now the difference between a medicine and a natural product is a natural product just gives your body the ability to release the natural body's inflammatory action, whereas medicine does that for you, and it has negative effects on you. I'll talk more on that topic. I did do one on omega-3, which is a very, very good natural anti-inflammatory. Have a look at my videos. You'll understand the principle much better down there. And then one of the golden rules, especially when it comes to running, but all other training as well, is the golden rules about shoes. Now, there are two things that I want to share. Never change your brand if it works for you. It works with many people. But also, most of the injuries come from defaults in shoes or other worn out shoes. But there's been a study recently that said that worn out shoes and if they really look at the injuries and stuff, it's not a big factor. But a defect in a shoe can cause problems. I remember back when I was in professional sports, I had a plaguing injuries. I bought new shoes because I knew that was the golden rule, but at the end of the day I had the same problem. So I decided to go to a well-known professor in science, Dr. Tim Noakes, or Professor Tim Noakes, and he treated me at the University of Cape Town those days at the Medical Sports Science Center. And he looked at me and he listened to me and he touched here and there and he said, change your shoes. I said to him, but I just bought a new pair. He said, change your shoes. I did that and the injury was gone. Now, today it's very, very easy. Most sports shops will allow you to use shoes up to a month. If you have problems with it, you can exchange it. So it's very nice. So one of the big rules, change your shoes and then stick to the brand that works for you. There are different shoes. Maybe one day I can talk about it. You have to look at, your feet, the distance between your toes and the front if you have problems with that. And also, you have wide feet, you need a little bit support underneath that. I'll maybe do a talk on that. I hope you find it helpful. Share it with people, please, that you think that can benefit with it. This is just the basics about it. Should you have more questions, I'll be gladly answering your questions. Just send me an inbox message, leave a comment if you find it helpful, and have a lovely weekend. It's going to be a cold and wet one here by us this weekend, so I'll have to schedule my training very well. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday.